So you're thinking of selling your home? Here are 3 mistakes that most first-time sellers make, coming out. Kai here with the Kai Wong Team, helping you better understand everything you need to know about the New York City real estate market. In this video, we're talking about 3 mistakes that most first-time home sellers make. Unfortunately, on websites such as StreetEasy, they track all your pricings, whether it's going up or down. For a home seller that's pricing it incorrectly all the way from the beginning, and the buyer's seeing that it keeps dropping, it's always negative in their mind because they're saying, hey, maybe there's something wrong with the property. Maybe, why is it not selling? What's wrong with it? That's why in this video, we're talking about the 3 mistakes that other home sellers make, and hopefully you don't. Mistake number 1, pricing too high. An old school strategy is, hey, you know what? I'll price it higher, so we're giving myself some wiggle room. Unfortunately, with the ease of a lot of websites where they can just search on properties like StreetEasy, New York Times, DouglasElliman.com, if you're priced a little bit out of their budget, they might not even see the property. So for example, your property is worth $2 million and you're thinking, let me price it at 2.2. Most buyers, when they're searching in increments. So they're thinking, my budget's only up to $2 million. I'm not gonna look up to $2.2, $2.5 million. So they might not even see your property. Pricing it right all the way from the beginning will help you ensure that you get the most buyers seeing your property and hopefully walking into the door. Tip number 2, pricing on Zestimates. You've probably seen your friends do it as well, and tell me if you didn't do this. Go on websites like Zillow and put in your address and see what they come up with. Unfortunately, Zillow being a national website, they might not know all the nuances on every specific market there is and what the properties are selling for. That's why it's important to see what other properties are selling or going into contract that's very similar to yours yourself. You know, maybe going to one of the websites like I mentioned before and typing in your type of property, whether yours is a 2-bedroom on the Upper East Side or 5-bedroom on Tribeca, searching and seeing what other properties that are active, that recently went to contract or sold, will give you a better understanding of the pricing you should be pricing your property at. And tip number 3, pricing just like Joe Price next door. You're considering selling your property, and so you start walking into open houses. You're saying, hey, Joe's selling his 3-bedroom for $5 million. Mine is a lot nicer. I've done a lot of upgrades. I should be able to sell it for $7 million. Unfortunately, Joe's price doesn't really mean anything. Just because they listed at that particular price doesn't mean they'll sell it. It might be overpriced and other buyers aren't willing to pay for that money. Even if the buyer is willing to pay the exorbitant amount for it, if they're financing, the banks might not evaluate it the same way and they won't be able to get the loan. So it's important to base your pricing on what's sold and what's in contract instead of all the property that's on the market, because as a seller, you can price it at whatever you want, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million. But it doesn't matter if the buyers won't be willing to pay that amount of money. Another tip is look at what's in contract. And what I mean by that is, it's important, like I said before, to look at what's sold, what's in contract and all. But what's sold when you're really starting to price the property isn't as important because it could be anywhere from 6 months to a year ago. So with what's in contract, you could easily look up the properties that recently went to contract, see how many days they were on the market. If they weren't on the market for all that long, you can safely assume that the price that they put it for, they either get close to it or possibly at or a little bit above the asking price. So it's important to look at what went to contract and go from there. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you found it informational. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you have any other questions at all or video ideas that you want us to present in the future, please let us know in the comments below. And if it's your first time here, please consider subscribing. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.